Sorry about that. Um, so we going back into my phone just cut off on me. I don't know why I did that, but yeah. So you can see the uh the stars and the moon when it's dark, or you can see the stars better when it's dark. But it's still a light, and it's helping you out. And there's another thing about the flat Earth theory, and not really a theory. That's just what it is. That's the biblical. I mean, people believe for thousands of years they knew the Earth was flat, and they knew there was a firmament, and they knew there were the sun and the moon, the greater light and the lesser light in our atmosphere, and they knew Sheol was at the bottom. They knew Sheol was at the bottom because I mean it's like a different dimension, but it still exists under the earth. So okay, let's think about this other thing in Acts, right? Let's look at Acts. All right, here we go. Acts chapter 7, verse 49. The heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. What house shall you build for me? Or says Elohim, or Yahovah, or says Yahovah, or what is the place of my rest? Has my hand not made all these? And before that, in 48, it says, uh, 47. Let's start at 47. But Shalomah is Solomon, but Shalomah bought him a house. However, the Most High does not dwell in dwellings made with hands, as the prophet says. The heaven is my throne, and earth is my footstool. You get that? The different levels of heaven. The first level of heaven is what we see in the clouds, where the birds fly, where our planes fly. Where these so-called satellites are out there, or whatever they say is out there. I mean, you can't really believe what anybody has to say. You have to use your own discernment. Discernment is understanding, and you get discernment from, the Most High. Okay, and from reading these scriptures and gaining knowledge and understanding. Now, if these people knew for thousands of years that the earth was flat, who are we to change that? Who are we to change that? I'm telling you, man, it's those freaking fallen angels that came out at the beginning of the end of the 19th century. At the end of the 19th century, right around the late 1800s, those angels were let free. They were set free, and they started giving us all types of technology and taking us away from the Most High. That's all they started doing. Beginning of the 1900s, taking away from the Most High. What happened? As soon as we got some cool technology, what happened? We started building machine guns and mowing down 50 to 100 people in 2 seconds. We had World War One. We had World War Two. The greatest, most destructive wars ever. Right when those fallen angels were left, were released. I mean, they were supposed to be bound in Tartarus for 70 generations. Now, 70 generations. Each generation is about 70 years. So 70 times 70 is 4,900. And when was the flood? The flood must have been around 1,500, maybe 4,900 BC. Because the earth only supposed to be here for 7,000 years. You have 6,000 years of life, and you have 1,000 years of the millennial reign with Yeshua, and then you have the destruction of the earth, and then the new earth comes, and the new Jerusalem come down from heaven, and everybody that followed the law will come and be in heaven, and you'll be able to. That's after Armageddon. After Armageddon, when Satan is released from his prison, he's actually released from his prison, and he gets to draw all the nations together. Will be like the sands on the seashore, and they will encircle the camp that Yeshua is in with all his saints and their incorruptible bodies, and fire will come down and blaze up all of Satan and Satan's cohorts. And then there'll be judgment. There'll be after judgment, the hell, and all of what's in hell, the cubes, the demons, the low demons, the big demons, the whole actual institution of hell. Because you don't need a you don't need a you don't need a holding place for people anymore, because judgment came, And once judgment came, it really sent everybody to the lake of fire who was seen not in the book of life. And then all that, New Jerusalem comes and all that other stuff, right? So, you know, you know, yeah. So we got that earth is his footstool. Now, what does a footstool look like? Does it look like a round ball? What kind of bull crap footstool is a ball? You put your foot on the ball. You put your foot to rest. You put your foot on the footstool to rest it. If you put your foot on a ball, it's gonna move which way. It's gonna move north, south, west, east. It's gonna keep moving around, and it's not really gonna be a stool. Stool, you think of a stool as something you sit down and it's static, right? It's not dynamically moving. It's a static thing, and it has its legs, and you sit there and you don't move around. Now, this is what a footstool is. It's a big circle, and it has legs that come from the bottom of it, right? So that just tells you that that's what the earth looks like. It's a round thing, and it's like this, and then it has the footstools underneath it, which hold it together, which is Sheol, the place of the dead, right? And we spoke about the place of the dead. We spoke about Sheol. It's basically torments and paradise separated by a gulf in Sheol, and one day Sheol will be turned to the lake of fire, and everything will be destroyed. It will be a new earth. Okay, I just went through that. So this is just what I was trying to get at. Get people to realize, like, people lie to you. People lie. People will lie. I mean, I'm an honest person. I'm never, like, a lie is intentionally deceiving another. I would never intentionally deceive anybody. I would always just tell the truth. I'm always just going to tell the truth because that's all I know what to do. I mean, when I was a child, I was a kid, I used to lie about stupid things, trying to get more time to chill with my friends or mess around with girls or whatever. I don't do anything like now. I used to smoke weed. I don't do that now. I'm keeping 100. Even if I did something bad and I could have gone to jail for it, I'll be 100% about it. I'll be like, look, I did it. That's happened before. I actually did time locked up. Did about 5.5 years for a crime I committed. And I was honest. I told him what happened. So you just gotta be an honest person. Like I truly believe lies are the beginning of iniquity. I think lies are the beginning of iniquity, breaking laws and lawlessness, just lying, control and manipulate people for no reason but your own personal gain. Okay, you can't be a fake person if you tell the truth all the time. So I like to be a real person or whatever. And these things that I bring up, these points that I bring up, I hope they tickle your ear a little bit. I hope they make you think about, what's going on, with this world and how they can be deceiving us about a big blue ball spinning really fast and shooting around the sun, and the sun's moving around, or not, we're rotating around the sun because the sun is just way too big. If it's that big, it would give off so much light that it would literally burn all the planets up. They couldn't be that close. They really wouldn't be able to. I mean, if all the planets should have started out as far away as Jupiter, like you couldn't have a big rock named Mercury that's right there, and it's really only it gets hot there, but it's still there. It's not been vaporized or anything like that. Like they say, you need a supernova. The sun has to explode, and if the sun explodes, then it'll knock everything out. But the sun swells up and blows up. It's gonna be a lot of damage. Well, that's just the hypothetical sun that they talk about. The real sun is it's a lot smaller, and it's in our atmosphere along with the moon. It's just you got to read the book of Enoch. It'll explain all this stuff to you. You get on your phone, really. Just go to KJVA. It will give you a copy of the King James Version Bible, and it'll also give you a copy of the King James Version Apocrypha. And the book of Enoch is not an Apocrypha, but it also includes, along with the Apocrypha, it includes the book of Enoch and the book of Jubilee, which I don't believe are in the Apocrypha, but they still come with the app. You can get on your iPhone or your Android or whatever. And you look that up and you'll see what I'm talking about the way the earth was created and the lights and everything. We get a small condensed version in Genesis, but it goes into it a lot deeper in the book of Enoch, because book of Enoch was written before Moses. And Moses wrote Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. He wrote the first 5 books, the Pentateuch, or the Torah, right? It was just how some people explain it, or name it, or call it, So think about that. Just think about that. The earth spinning around, and if you literally have to go and be going faster than spinning around in order to get anywhere, and that's not happening. The earth is still. It's stagnant. It's a big pizza pie with stools for Sheol and the firmament with the heavens and the sun and the moon together. And I hope I've dispelled some. I'm not a scientist. I didn't even graduate from college, but I have common sense, and I'm actually in school right now to be a computer technician. But I still read the scriptures and I still get revelation from the Father. No, you don't have to go to college to get revelation from the Father. Okay? You guys have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace.